Good morning and welcome. Notice that notice that my background here is a little different right now because I'm in San Diego, California. Yes, I'm in San Diego, California. And this 3 hour difference is really toying with me now. Normally I would do my reviews like 10 or 11 o'clock because of California. I mean, because of New York time. But again, I'm in San Diego, California, and I'm doing reviews of The World's Finest Assassin and all the other shows as much as I can. Make no mistake about it. So, let's talk about The World's Finest Assassin, episode 8. You know what I mean? This was a standard episode. I see nothing wrong with it. Oh, and by the way, the only reason I'm in San Diego is because of Thanksgiving week. So I'm pretty sure everybody's enjoying Thanksgiving, and hope everybody have a good week, especially Black Friday and all that stuff. But still, okay, now back to what I was saying. World's Finest Assassin. You know, the World's Finest Assassin so far is pretty much standard as it is. It's pretty much standard show. And like I said before, Redo of Healer is the night show. And the World Finest Assassin is the morning show. It's the morning show. So you would have think that, okay, we're gonna see some blood, we're gonna see some gore, we're gonna see some scenes that Redo of Healer did to show us this. It's completely different. Let me back up a bit. It's completely different. And what we got from this show is pretty much standard as it is. Pretty much standard. There's nothing wrong with it. I see nothing bad about it. Just the storyline, it gets better. I mean, it's following the series, so it's giving some time to build up. I know everybody's rushing to see him develop, and I'm pretty sure everybody's rushing to see him going against Assassinate the Hero thing. I get it. I get it. And yeah, with a few episodes down the road, we're gonna miss this show. Now, I ask myself this question every time I watch it. Is it gonna be dubbed? I think so. I think it's gonna be dubbed. I believe it needs to be dubbed because again, it's not like Redo of Healer. It's not like Redo of Healer where it's just like, okay, it's too much. We're not gonna dub this show. But for a show like this, that is a clean show as it is, it needs to be dubbed. That's what I'm saying. It needs to be dubbed in so many different ways. And not only that, I found an uncensored episode. It popped up on my screen where it says The World Finds Assassin Uncensored. And it got the uncensored version where Tarte did the stance. You know when Tarte the blonde hair girl took her clothes off and do the katas, all that stuff. There was an uncensored version of that. And you guys should find that. It was. Popped out of nowhere, it was. And The World Finds Assassin is one of the best openings. It was nominated as it was best opening of the fall. I think it was ranked 1 or 2. But let me just jump right to it with their World Finds Assassin episode 8 review. Let's get it. So, we kick things off with the two of Maha friends walking town at night, and they get captured by these two guys, two old guys. The moment I saw that scene, the legit brain just got me a flashback of what they went through. And one of those, and I think it was episode 6. The way what they did to them is just like, oh no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. It was reminiscent. It was reminiscing that episode, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. Don't do it, please don't do it. I was actually like praying. And then Maha came in and saved her friends. I'm like, that's okay. So that company, being him as a merchant, is really doing good things. I mean, like his sales of lotions and chocolate has increased tenfold. Is increased, you know, and they want to expand their company. In fact, Maha wants to expand it because she's good with marketing. She's good with the numbers, so she wants to expand her company by moving towards another town, and it's a town that her parents were in. Now, the thing is, we got more. It's funny how because we got more of Maha's backstory than Tarte's backstory. You know what I mean? With Maha's backstory, we found out that she was living in the streets with her friends, and then it was used as too dark to go by. But in this one, we finally understand Maha's backstory in a different way. Because her backstory in episode 6 was her tragic backstory, but it was more tragic before this. You know what I mean? So, so being that an assassin that Laura is, he had to use the knowledge. He has to know more about her, and then we found out more about her. So apparently, his mother and father, her mother and father runs a company, and the father's right hand man murdered Maha's parents, and because of for power, and to gain the company, all that stuff. So that guy murdered Maha's parent, forced to live in the streets, which led to episode 6, which led to now. So you kind of see the backstory of more in depth of Maha's story as it is progresses. We get it now. And I love how the girls came in and they want to thank him. They want to thank him for saving their lives, because they've been unhappy, and thanks to Lewis saving them, in their life back together, they gave him a present, and I'm really happy for that. Now Lugh and Tarte are heading back home, and Maha don't see him. Maha don't see the MC as a brother. It's one of those characters where, be honest, it's one of those characters where you like, we've seen a lot of female anime characters go through that kind of phase where it's like, I don't love you as a brother. I actually do. I love you as a boyfriend, girlfriend status type thing. So that's what Maha sees in him. I mean, she even calls him his prince. So yeah, the development of that is growing now. And Tarte's relationship it's growing more and more with Laura as we speak. It's growing more. Now, this was the first time that Maha sees Laura as a white hair. So he's back to his old name again. He has the white hair. You know what I mean? But when it comes to his thing, we rarely get anime characters with white hair. How often does white hair anime characters go by? We don't get that. We don't get that. I mean, literally, it's very hard. Very, very hard. I mean, most anime characters always have the black hair and the brown hair, but the white hairs, like I said, it's very, very, very tough. Very tough. I mean, the most common white hair anime character you could think of, the first thing that comes to your mind is Killua from Hunter x Hunter. You see what I'm getting at? That's how rare it is. Okay, so he comes back home. The villages, people in his village, his hometown likes him, especially the mom. I am so glad the mom is back. I miss the mom. I'm sure some of y'all have. And you know what? Let me just say this. This year, of all the moms that I've seen in anime this year, Lugh's mom, best mom of all. She is the best mom ever. And I mean literally the best mom. It's her and the mom from Konomi Can't Communicate. You know the girl that can't talk, I look at those two moms and I gotta say, Lugh's mom is the white hair mom. She is the best good looking mom I've ever seen. And she's so funny. That's a funny looking mom. I wish we need a mom like that. But again, I love how she missed Lugh after 2 years. Now he's 14. But I love how she hugged him and she was sniffing his. That was a funny moment. That is the best funny moment. Him sniffing on her son as she hugged his. Oh, she was like a battery. She was like one of those phones where you plug in and charge until she gets full. So she was sniffing her son until she gets full, until she was satisfied with the smell, and then they go. Now, the confrontation with the father and son. It wasn't force or demand. It's just that the father sees potential. So let me just sum this confrontation up. The confrontation. So the father sees him as a merchant, not as an assassin, because his sales has been increased in tenfold. He increased, his sales is going up. That why not be an assassin? Now, the father's not demanding. He's not forcing it. He's not doing any of that. He's not that typical father. He's like, I've been assassinating you. I've been training you, and you still haven't done it. You're going to be an assassin. It's not like that. It's not like that. He's just saying, oh, I've seen you done so much. You're good to being a merchant than an assassin. You can have your own life. I won't stop you. You can do whatever you want. But the son makes some valid points. He's all like, okay, here's the deal. He's like, here's the deal. I haven't, but I've been trained to become an assassin. You trained me. But the father said, you haven't killed anyone. You've been my assistant, but you haven't killed anyone as an assassin. You know what I mean? So, like, he's like, I trained you, but you haven't, but you're good as a merchant, but, being an assassin that you are, you haven't done so much as an assassin. You haven't killed anyone. So, you get my point. Now, I get where he's coming from, the son. Being that he was reincarnated, he didn't want to tell the father what his actual goal is. So he trying to like, okay, I'll kill someone to prove it. And not only that, his biggest goal, he wants to marry Daya. He wants to marry Daya. Forget the harem that he got. Like, here's the thing. Forget that he got Tarte. Forget that he got Maha. Forget that he got all the girls working for him. He wants to marry Daya. He wants to marry Daya. And I think that's a big stepping stone of his harems. Like, forget all that. He wants to marry Daya when that time comes. And I'm like, you know what? He's doing it. I'm proud of his decision. I ain't gonna hate. The waifu wars can still go on and on, but still marrying Daya will be a huge stepping stone. Now, the ending, of course, was where the father said, okay, there's this guy that's selling weaponry for drugs and all that. So I want you to assassinate him because he's destroying villages and all that stuff. Please eliminate him at all costs. So now next week we're gonna see Lugh in action as an assassin. Like I said, we rarely see him and with his assassin abilities now. But now we get to see him in full swing, what he's capable of, and let's see what in the direction of his assassination could be. But like I said, this episode was pretty standard episode. Like I said, this show is the morning show and Redo of Hill is the night show. So again, this is pretty much a standard episode as it is. Will it get dubbed? I kind of see that in dub. Based on what this show is, it's gonna be dubbed. You can't say just because it's based off a Redo of Hill vibe, it can't be dubbed. This needs to be dubbed. And I hope it gets dubbed. I really hope so. But again, this episode was pretty standard. It was pretty good. It's getting there. I know people are waiting to see the hero that he needs to kill. We're probably going to see him being revealed in the last episode towards season 2. And based on what we're getting right now, this got to get a season 2. Please, Redo of Hill get a season 2. Make this show a season 2. That's all I'm trying to say. So again, pretty good episode. Pretty good episode. I'm not saying it was hype, but it's pretty good as it is. So stay tuned for next week of the World's Finest Assassin review. I look forward to it, and I'm sure you will.